Well, hello, welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and we're back on the body language guy show number 15. Today is Friday. Today is a day to take things easier. The weekend is about to start. I hope that you had a wonderful week, and we are ready to start right from the beginning, right away. And so lovely. You already in the comments. I'm paying attention to whatever you say. And of course, I will be highlighting some of your comments, and when it is when we pause between topics. So we need to start with a couple facts, a couple memes, a couple stuff that is important. Let me hide my inspector. It's not gonna be necessary right now. And this was from Bob Winkelman, text from college roommate. I was at the Barnes and Noble earlier when I asked the clerk if they had Donald Trump's new book on how to deport illegal immigrants. She immediately said to me, "Get the F out of here and don't come back." I said, "Yes, that's the one. Do you have it in paperback?" El Mayo. It's kind of things that we see. It's so many memes. I told you we were going to have brutal amount of memes these days. I discovered this thanks to Adam Krigler. They wasted no time at all, and this was so sad. It was so sad that they were getting rid of a wall painting, a mural, right, of Kamala. Oh, she's being covered. It's a bit ironic that she's being covered in red. We could call it red. Can it be called red? Yes? No? Well, and this news are the ones that we want to know about. News that we should know about is this. West Wing woman. Trump makes history, names campaign co-chair, first ever female White House chief of staff. So much for the greatest misogynist in the world, right? How odd is this? Elise Stefanik, just 1 week ago, Mark Cuban said that President Trump doesn't surround himself with strong, intelligent women. Today, President real Donald Trump makes history by naming Susie Wiles the first woman White House chief of staff because she is strong, intelligent, and hardworking. Like so many women that I know, so many of you that reach out to me through my email. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description. This was a great decision, making America great again. It's that he is gonna be breaking those paradigms, sending the right message to the people who did not vote for him because they are in urgent need of an explanation of what happened. And we will still have some video meltdowns of this today because, well, I still find them really funny, to be honest. So we will be checking on that. And again, trying to think of some kind of way that this doesn't happen in the future, because really people being brainwashed like this by the media is not what we want. But meanwhile, the nature is healing. We got the Democrat New York City Mayor Eric Adams announces that New York City will no longer be issuing vouchers to illegal immigrants. You know that this is like not even 2 days into being elected, not even being president. We're not talking about being president, being elected. Barely 2 days, and well, it's like some people are already falling in line. Remarkable. Trump gets elected, and everyone falls in line. The decision came 1 day after Adams reportedly had a phone call with Trump, and it's interesting as well that Trump was invited by Joe Biden to have lunch today, and he agreed. They're gonna have lunch. Today. Maybe we can talk about that later. As we move towards more competitive contracting for asylum seeker programs, we have chosen not to renew the emergency contract for this pilot program once the 1-year term concludes, Adams said in a statement. This is that people are reporting on this, and maybe they are a bit let down. The unmute.
Issue vouchers to migrants to pay for food, ending a controversial program that had repeatedly come under attack by conservatives and others.
This pilot program in New York City, drenched in both humanity and controversy, distributed debit cards to migrant families staying in city-funded hotels and allowing them to buy their own food. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger followed.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. Again, why would you do this indiscriminately? It's something that I really don't understand. But not everybody is like Mayor Adams, because we got, for example, Massachusetts governor to form coup against Donald Trump. Maura Healey claims she will not obey presidential orders from Donald Trump to assist in the removal of illegal aliens. So this is some kind of sedition. This is an actual insurrection. I don't know how this works. I don't know the exact term for this, but I don't think this is going to go well for her. You have just admitted to a felony on television. Congratulations. This will be used against you. And we also have, well, our favorite governor from California, Gavin Newsom. California is ready to fight. Everybody wants to fight these days. Gavin, that's not your style. You're not that. This is not you. This is not you. I just call an emergency special session to help bolster our legal resources and protect our state against any unlawful actions by the incoming Trump administration. Maybe they want to become their own country or something. I don't understand how this works. Whether it be our fundamental civil rights, nobody has threatened those. Reproductive freedom, California has the right. After overturning Roe v. Wade, every state has their own saying about abortion. So, or climate action. Well, you do you, Paul. How many nuclear plants do you have? How many nuclear plants are you building? I thought so. We refuse to turn back the clock and allow our values and laws to be attacked. It is implied that Newsom is also going to, not be so keen into turning all those illegal immigrants back and deporting them. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be really interesting the following months. Newsom moves quickly to counter Trump in California. He called the legislature back to the Capitol for a special session to bolster civil liberties, reproductive rights, and environmental protections. You know, the usual thing. But when I say that nature is healing, it is healing. Look at these maps. Thank you, Jesse Princey on X. Look at these maps of California. I told you that I look forward to enjoy California once again, and maybe enjoy California the way it has to be enjoyed, and not the way they destroyed San Francisco. I think that I will not cease to repeat over and over again. But you can see that from 2020 to 2024, the change has been remarkable. I mean, the red tide is moving. It's moving. Maybe in 2 more terms, we can have California back. Is that a map of red roses spreading across California? Oh, thank you, Cisco Terrace. That is so poetic, and that is, a map of red roses. That could be. That is a nice way of putting it. What should we be addressing right now? We should be addressing now a couple of things. And this is something that I needed to highlight now that we are talking about the reactions to Trump being, elected are everywhere. We're going to spend maybe even up to next week talking about these reactions because, I cannot keep up with them. I don't know how long it's going to be today's show. But now we have Trump's lawyer, Mike Davis, issues dark warning to New York Attorney General Letitia James. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump. Listen here, sweetheart. And he goes, he goes all gangster. Let's see hear it from himself.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump.
Missed opportunity to say, I dare you, I double dare you.
In his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So.
I like when attorneys speak like that. I guess that Disney's attorneys speak like that. I would not be surprised. We're gonna be talking about Disney in a minute, but yeah, fat ass is savage. It's kind of gangsta. I like the way that we are, letting loose and be able to say words that, are not that politically correct. That nature is healing. That's why I was telling you.
Think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote.
Yeah, that is the best important thing. I'm telling you that point number 19 in Trump's policies that make the elections safer, the safest elections possible. It's so important to neutralize everybody's anxiety. That would be better for everybody. The Republicans, Democrats, Independents, everybody. You will know that your vote is on paper, is safe, secure, everything. No need to, where did those 15 million votes go?
Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time, and they are not effing around.
Not effing around, but we also have this this guy, Michael Cohen, talking about Trump's attorneys. We have this, Michael Cohen was on TikTok. I don't know why people go to TikTok. And why do people do live streams on TikTok? Because in TikTok, I don't know how many you are there and how many of you have interacted with live streams. But you can buy or send, reactions that just pop up on people's faces. It's like if I was here, if we were on a TikTok, you could send me reactions like the ones that you're going to see on Michael Cohen's video. He's trying to be serious about that, and people are just launching all this stuff over his face. You have to watch this for yourself.
No problem. Wow, genius you are. Can we stop with that?
That chicken filter. A chicken filter is one of the things that you can send. The people just pay. I don't know if paid or with points. All those things that it's like your super chats here, but your super chats are much more formal in here. It's like I will be. I'm sorry. It's like I was talking about something really serious and just said, and I have like a big chicken in my head. Maybe I would do it on purpose, like wear a giant chicken cut out. That I would do that. That's something that I would do. But this is like a turkey head.
Can we stop with that?
And he puts the finger in the camera so the camera cannot recognize his face, because it uses face recognition.
I appreciate it. I don't like the stupid turkeys. All right, let's just knock that stupid shit off, please. All right.
You can't. Go to YouTube, man. Go to YouTube.
I did. I said I was leaving, and then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world that I'm leaving my country. Thank you very much.
This is just bizarre. This is just bizarre. How serious he is. I am so serious. I am serious. Stop with the turkey. Stop with the turkey trolling. And God, he wants to be a dictator, say someone right there. How won't you know that people are gonna troll you like this? They're gonna record a screen and gonna put you everywhere to shame you.
All right. I'm not leaving anyway. You leave. This is my country. And I have every right every single right within which to turn around would be stopped so we can. All right, 2 seconds. I'm going to end up blocking this idiot.
What is this? It's the full Elvis. All right. Who is this? Is this Geraldo? Is this Geraldo Rivera? He went full Geraldo. You never go. You never go full Geraldo, Michael. You must know it. You know that you never go full Geraldo. It's absolutely on point. And more meltdown, this time from CNN. You know that these people, there were some rumors this morning. Javier Milei went off the cuff, and he said that Elon Musk had bought CNN. It has not been confirmed. I think that's just not true. Just in case we have CNN politics, and you know that they're going to do this for some time, for some months, until they realize they don't have an audience anymore. Although, I'm going to read this. Battles from the Mar-a-Lago patio, how Trump's staffing has already turned into a war. Allegedly, of course. How can they confirm this? They have no way of confirming this. But there's something that you need to understand. We all need to understand this. So regardless of anything, CNN and MSNBC still have an audience of 68 million people. 68 million people? 68? 68 or 70 million? 70 million people that voted for Kamala Harris, which in turn, it's something that distresses me a bit every time that I remember that 70 million people voted for Kamala Harris. It's a bit concerning to think about that and not be a bit sad, not feel a bit sad for humanity and those 70 million Americans in general. I mean, I stand by my point. I think that most of them have just been brainwashed beyond any redeem. I know that some of them can be redeemed. That is my job here. I know that we can do better. We can do better and not just make fun of them. I will keep making fun of them for at least a week. Vivek said, all right, we made fun of Biden and Kamala and we're ready to move on. Vivek, I'm going to tell you, man, I agree with you. We need to work on unity, but one week, just one more week. I don't know. We are middle of November. With still too much content, man. We need to react to it for research purposes. Meanwhile, Trump's Mar-a-Lago security tightened after election win. Following Trump's presidential victory, security at his Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida has been significantly ramped up with robo-patrols and armed boats guarding the perimeter. Yeah, they have to keep Trump safe. You need to keep Trump safe. This is something that is regarding Michael Cohen already. We already spoke about him, but now that we were talking about meltdowns, one thing is that I could understand. Okay, maybe we could stop at some point the mocking of regular people, people on TikTok that are having those meltdowns, although if they film themselves and if they go public with that, then they are fair game. If those were private videos that were leaked, that would be a different thing, but they publish that themselves. If they film themselves, they want the people to see them, right? So if we just help them, let's say, before we talk about Rachel Maddow, now we're talking about that. We're talking about these people. I'm not going to use captions for this. Because in many of these instances, the captions are unintelligible. So it's better if we just go like this.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right?
Nobody.
We all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives.
Yeah, chamomile tea helps. Okay, it has music. I'm gonna give me a trigger or something. Oh, who's a good doggy? Who's a good doggy? Doggy is helping. And this one, my boyfriend's in the living room watching the results while I'm crying in the bathroom. How sexist of him.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you.
Isn't this guy? Wasn't this the villain of Despicable Me, the first one? You remember? Vector? Vector was his name? The guy who has his shoes, glasses. He looks like Vector. Vector was the villain. He looks exactly like him.
I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
Maybe you're just mad because Gru stole the moon. That's what you're mad. That's what you're mad. I have to. This is the other thing. The mandatory doggy voted for Trump. Oh my God! This is why I need to keep an eye on your comments. Some of your comments are just on point. Yeah, this guy's just like Vector. Man, you have to calm down. Calm down. It's gonna be very long for 4 years. My mom is freaking out. Kamala, please do your thing.
Go, Kamala.
Kamala did her thing, but you know. The thing is with people that voted.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't have to freak out right now. We don't even have to fucking, like, we don't have to freak out.
No. It's okay. You can calm down. You can calm down. All these people really freak me out. Really freak me out.
We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because...
No, it's very real. It's very real, lady. It's very real.
Recount the vote!
Guys, I just voted, and I chose family. Let's end this reign of terror now. I chose family.
Okay, I could understand women doing that because, you know, it's like, I don't know how to put this, because it is undeniable that this propaganda was aimed mainly at women, and the brainwashing was heavier on women. There are people who were talking about how can we talk to men so we can get them next time. You will not be able to do that. So when a man does this kind of meltdown video, it's beyond pathetic. It's beyond pathetic. It's I don't know. It's some of you. No, this is not Sean Penn. I hope that he was Sean Penn. Sean Penn lookalike. No, this is so much patheticer. That's not a word, but patheticer. Patheticus.
chose women. I chose America. I love you.
We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on.
Okay, this is a. I
love
don't know.
all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
He also looks like Martin Shorts at times. Okay, he calmed down. There's one guy we already saw these days. You remember this chap? He was trying to force it. It's too forced, man. Why? At least we have diverse meltdowns in here. We saw this the other day. I cannot play it because it has music.
You were wrong. It's an utter betrayal.
Betrayal? From whom? Who betrayed you? Who betrayed you?
For anybody that is not a cisgendered white.
Cisgender, your argument is invalid. When you say the word cisgender, your argument is instantly invalid. Then this one, trigger warning, this is not gonna this looks like Castlevania mini boss. If some of you have played Castlevania, you already know what I mean.
If you voted for that man.
If you voted for that man.
If you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
All right. No, we are family-friendly channel. We're not gonna do that, lady. I say the bad words in here. I command the mic here, not you. You're gonna say it again,
Live
right?
with that decision. Sit with it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna live with that decision, and it was a sweet decision. Oh, you're so triggered, right? You're so triggered, so sweet, so sweet. That's why I told Vivek, we need one more week. One more week is all that. Is that too much to ask? So we saw the regular people who go to TikTok and vent their frustration. Yet again, I think this is the third day that we have done that, but it never gets old for some reason. But the ones who are really fair game are the anchors of CNN, MSNBC, and since they know that they still have 70 million audience, that is still profitable in many ways. So I'm sure that they will go all out Trump derangement syndrome in the following 4 years. So it is my guess, maybe Kamala did not win, so I don't get to analyze Kamala for 4 years, thank God. But then I get to analyze TDS for 4 years and make fun of them, which is for entertainment purposes. So we all win in the end. We all won in the end. Rachel Maddow thinks Trump cheated in the 2024 elections. How does this work? Let's see.
But let me also point out something more strange, which has been happening at the same time and it hasn't had as much attention.
Okay, which is strange is that how you look like Mark Cuban. Has anybody seen Mark Cuban and Rachel Maddow in the same room at the same time, like simultaneously, like face to face? That's the kind of questions that I like to ask. Difficult questions that can trigger people.
The day before Trump made those remarks on Friday, he said, you're never going to have to vote again after you vote for me this one time.
Yeah. Did he actually say that? Did he actually say those words? It's usually that his words are taken out of context. I'm going to look for it afterwards just to find out, just to be curious.
The day before that, on Thursday last week, he didn't say that people wouldn't have to vote anymore once he was elected this November. No, the day before that, on Thursday, he told his supporters, not that they're not going to have to vote again, but that they don't have to vote this time, that they don't need to vote for him this November.
And no, he didn't say that. I remember what he said. He said that he had enough votes. Okay, I'm paraphrasing him, but I remember that he said something along those lines. He had enough votes, which is quite risky. I might add. You remember that I was pushing everybody, and so many creators were pushing everybody to not only to vote, but to bring people, family, friends to the polls, to them to vote as well. And Trump saying, I think that he said that. I'm just relying on my memory. I don't know if he said those exact words. We have enough votes. That is one thing. He didn't say that you don't have to vote for me. That is insane. That is nobody, no candidate in their sane mind would say something like that.
My instruction, we don't need.
Okay, we have the video. I'm telling you. Okay.
Need the votes. I have so many votes.
Okay, this is what he said. We don't need the votes. We have so many votes. It's like this is gonna be a landslide.
My instruction.
So, notice how many words were those?
My instruction.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 10 or 11 words. Let's just pick 10 words. 10 words in which we don't know the context. We don't know what they were talking about. We don't know what were the circumstances. But let's twist that in a way that serves our purpose. That is something that, if you have been following me for some time, you might you might be aware, of course, that I can be biased sometimes. I can be troll sometimes. I can be satirical most of the time. But when I see something out of context, I try to look for the source. Again, I'm going to refer to that video that marked the start of this fresh start of the body language guy and Jesus Enrique Rosa's channel. Was a video of Biden versus Biden. And I really made sure to not use the clips that people were sharing online, but go to the source from the White House YouTube channel and Joe Biden's YouTube channel. I went and I included the link so people could check for themselves. I think that is a fair thing to do. But when you put these things, these small chunks, without context, it is suspicious. Always make sure, if you want better, to be better informed about anything, always make sure to read either to read the article or to look for the original video to see the context. It's like this article that Hamas has already called for a ceasefire. It is not. It is, of course, that they want to, not be in this war anymore. But the article implied that they still want Israel to, behave like they are the good guys and Israel is the bad guy. They're painting it that way. So it's not like they are just frightened by Trump right out of the gate. So that's why it was necessary to read the article. So it's always necessary to watch the video. In this case, Maddow is just taking 11 words out of context for her own purposes.
Need the votes. I have so many votes. He said that on Thursday last week. And it turns out this is something, when you look, he says this all the time now. Watch.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes.
We don't need votes. I tell my people, I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than anybody's ever had. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
I'm going to tell you, I did not see Trump saying this kind of things. It's just insane. It is just insane. Is this a reverse psychology? I don't know. I find it insane because nobody would say that, because you are telling people, oh, it's not necessary to go to vote for me. But I don't know. I don't know if this work because all right, I'm falling in my own trap. What we have just seen words taken out of context. We are not seeing the entire conversation in the entire remarks in each and every of these videos. Maybe he's actually saying we don't need the votes. Don't worry about voting, which would be crazy. I'm going to tell you this would be next level. I don't know, another dimension of persuasion, I must say. But let's say what Rachel Maddow says about this.
Don't worry about voting. Of all the weirdness around this campaign.
Well, it works to drive these people mad, that's for sure.
This is a truly strange thing to tell people, right? Don't vote. I don't need your vote. I don't want your vote. I mean, all the surface level weirdness is, worth noting. Having a new position on literally anything you can think of as soon as any random rich guy tells you to. That's a weird thing. Picking the eccentric billionaire's intern for your running mate, even though you apparently had no idea who he was or what a disaster he is on television. All of this is weird.
What are you talking about? Really, what are you talking about? I lost track of this.
Telling voters, do not bother to vote for me. It doesn't matter if you do. I don't need your votes. That is a thing that should prick up your ears.
Yeah, of course, especially after the results. I mean, the results confirm that he had more than enough votes that he needed. He had all the votes.
Because what that means...
Yeah, Ricky, he did like 900 rallies. 900 rallies. What?
Is that he doesn't think he needs to win the vote to win the election. He doesn't think he needs to win the election in order to take power.
And then how do you get to this reasoning? Did he call some aliens, and the aliens, I don't know, brainwashed everybody and painted the country red? It's like I'm telling you, I try to have some kind of reasoning and use critical thinking. It's like Trump says that he doesn't need the votes. I will have to give that some thought. What is the rationale? I don't know if Scott Adams has said something like that or about that. You know, I love Scott Adams' show because he analyzes persuasion. He analyzes this stuff, and he is very sharp on these topics. And he has studied Trump for years. Maybe he has some words about this, but I might look for it later. But the issue is how these people are trying to make something out of nothing. Now, not that I'm complaining, right? It's fun to see. It's really fun to see in many ways. And speaking of making something out of nothing, we also have in this show The View. And yes, The View is gonna be a recurring topic in a recurring section, roasting The View. Maybe 5 minutes every day roasting The View. All exclusive. That would be easy. I will be making more efficient the production of my show. Keep coming after Latinos, batch. I fucking dare you. Oh my, I'm sorry about that. Let me see what they say about this. I tried to keep this family friendly. I apologize. That was, I should have said effing.
Finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on.
Misogyny. Yeah. Latinos are misogynists. That's the only explanation. There's no other explanation. Latinos are misogynists. These people have like a right to be racists or something. How does this work? How does this work?
So and they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not
Knock, knock. Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
Yeah, this connection from reality is something that it's just baffling. There's another video of meltdown that I didn't show you before. Woman is now freaking out because she's afraid her family will lose their citizenship because they came to the U.S. illegally. Don't come to the U.S. illegally. Okay, one thing. I think that Trump said that he was going to modify the birthright. You know, if you are born in the United States and you automatically are U.S. citizen. I think that he was going to get rid of that because of so many people that come to the United States. They give birth to children and then go out just so the children can have American citizenship. That has been like insane since forever. And I'm going to tell you, since the 1980s in Venezuela, that's something that we, I would say we as Venezuelan, nobody in my family did that. I was born in Venezuela, by the way. That was a big thing. Oh yeah, that you have money. Let's go and make sure that your son or daughter is born in the United States. It's something that was like imprinted, that this obsession with the United States. I was obsessed in other ways, but maybe not that, oh yeah, our son has to be born in the United States because of the birthright. But it is my understanding that if you're already a citizen, okay, you came to the U.S. illegally, but maybe you use all this, these law reforms, like with Reagan, and you become a legal immigrant, and then you become a citizen. You have nothing to worry about, right? It's nothing. You're already a citizen, and in fact, you voted. But this lady is you have to this. Captions do not apply here.
6 years. 6 fucking years. It took us 6 fucking years to get our citizenship. I know some people need more time. I know some people don't ever get their citizenship
I have less trouble understanding Biden, especially on his last speech, which he spoke perfectly for reasons that escape my understanding, than
I was
this.
just we came here because she wanted a better life for us. She wanted a better education for us. She wanted for us to have a better.
What are you saying? I don't understand. I think that you are speaking Latino English, but I'm Latino. And I don't understand a word that you're saying. I don't understand a word you're saying.
Now this is all gonna be taken away because of him, because of that stupid. Oh my God, stupid fucking felon. He's a felon. He's a villain. He's a felon. I don't want him here anymore. I can't. I'm not coming back. I'm never coming back here until he leaves the house. He's ruining my life, her life, and
Okay. That's enough. I have to have some kind of filter for this kind of content. And it needs to come with a trigger warning, not for you, for me. That I have this in a huge screen right now, and I see her face in natural size, and it's a bit triggering, right? I need to sleep. I'm trying to fix my sleep. How am I going to sleep with this? I'm taking this for the team. But one thing is for sure, not everybody is this unhinged. Sometimes you find people from the left, liberals, that are beginning to question the narrative. And this is the kind of people that we need to talk to. That we need to address these videos, that we need to address our compassion and empathy. And I'm not being facetious or anything. I'm very, very real. Some Democrat voters are realizing they may have been wrong and in an echo chamber. I generally was riding that blue wave and felt like we were really unified in that. Obviously, I was aware of the MAGA presence, but didn't quite realize just how massive it was. And the way that this lady, she rationalizes what happened, it is the way to go. And you begin to question, were we wrong? And how wrong were we?
So I turned on Fox News just to see what's going on over there, right? And the main thing they were saying was that Kamala lost this election because Democrats were not willing to listen to what the mass majority of Americans wanted.
That is for sure. It's like Democrats have become tone deaf for everything, and in fact that's how they imposed Kamala, like she was decimos en español la última Coca-Cola del desierto. It was the cream of the crop. It was after being so, let's say, despised. Despised is such a strong word for this. It's like not very popular VP. And then all of a sudden she was great. No, that doesn't work like that.
And that might be true, because I genuinely thought that most of the world was for, not the world, most of America was for Kamala. I really thought that. Not being facetious in any way, I genuinely was riding that blue wave and felt like we were really unified in that. Obviously, I was aware of the MAGA presence, but I didn't quite realize just how massive it was.
Okay, I have to have made the account that an quotation that I personally know people who were really brainwashed for this, that are really upset, like upset in ways that, in the ways that we have seen in these videos, and I know that they are not dumb. They have been brainwashed, and it takes sometimes just to make them realize that so many of the threats that they have made to believe, or someone made them believe, or the Democrats made them believe, are non-existent. That Trump never said that. And you try to ask them, maybe I am too aggressive in many ways in X, and say, can you show me the clip where Trump said that he threatened something that you care for? No, you are the one who has to produce the video. I'm not going to look for anything. And I said, how can I produce something? How can I produce a video that doesn't exist? I'm telling you that Trump has never said that. You're telling me that Trump said such and such. If you produce the video, we can see the context, take a look at the context, and analyze it together. No, I'm gonna go do anything. So, well, it's like that joke. Well, here's the not video of Trump. Here's the not video of Trump saying that. The non-existent video. Here you have it. I don't know what to do. I would like to have conversation. Speaking about Vivek, that guy has the patience of a saint. I would like to have that patience, because we need more dialogue, and 1 week of mocking, and then we can have the dialogue, we can have the argumentation, but we need to talk. We need to sit down and really talk about this with the other half of the country and the other half of the world, because we also have all the people around the world that were for Kamala for all the wrong reasons. And I already told you how I think of Venezuelans who live in the United States, are American citizens, and voted for Kamala Harris. I need to have patience. I have much less patience with, we call them Harriswellans. Harriswellans, not for Prince Harry, thank God, no, for Kamala Harris. But no, I have much less patience with them.
This video is just to open the floor to any of you that support Trump, that want to maybe articulate to me what it is about him and his campaign that feels like the right decision for America. Like, I'm genuinely willing to listen.
We have tried to say that many times, and all that we get is that he's a felon, he's a convicted felon, he's a misogynist, he's this, such and such and such. And I'm trying to tell you again, why do you care if the plumber is someone that you don't like, as long as he gets the job done? But to be fair, there's also a lot of people who do not like Trump and voted for Trump because they know he was the right choice. Those people are really level-headed. Those people are really smart. They don't like the guy, but they voted for him because they know he was the right choice. That is next level. I'm going to say it. That is next level.
I'm not going to argue with any of you. I just want to give an opportunity for some of you to express what you see as the reality, because it's becoming abundantly clear to me that the reality that I'm seeing is not the same as a lot of you.
That is she did the crazy eyes right there, so you know that there's still the crazy part, crazy eyes. That is another concept that Scott Adams talks about, is that we are all, or let's say that there are two people on a cinema, and there's a movie being projected on a screen, but in fact it's not just one movie, it's two movies being projected in one screen, in the same screen. So one person watches one movie and the other is watching a completely different movie. And that is achieved through brainwashing and, especially using fear. All these reactions that you have seen, all these reactions of these people have been out of fear, the intense fear. And we're going to see another reaction in a minute.
So yeah, I mean, I just want to hear what you guys have to say. Like, what is it about him? What is it about the campaign? What do you feel like he's going to do to push our country forward? And yeah, like, I don't know. I just want to know. I'm genuinely.
Well, it's going to be so much easier if you just sit and wait. We could say many things. It would be much easier if you just see what he's going to actually do and the results. If you see the actions and you see the results in the next 4 years, you will have a much better answer than anything that we can say. We did our part. We got Donald Trump elected. He's going to do his part and then listen to his actions, not his words, not our words, but his actions. And when we talk about fear, this is what we are talking about, fear. This is what I tell you, that when we talk about man speaking like this is so much worse. Look at this.
That was absolutely horrible. I just dropped my son off at school, and there were dozens of parents, unlike ever before, walking their kids all the way to the gate. There was at least a half a dozen parents holding their child and crying with them.
Okay, I always told you that visualizing is very important. It's like he's telling a story and we need to visualize. It's like when you're having a conversation with somebody, it helps. It is one of my best tips. I should be talking about those tips. I'm going to write it down, talking about visualizing. Because you know that I want to record some videos for my members. Oh my God, I ran out the leads. Wait a second. Visualize. I want to write it down so I don't forget it. Visualizing is very important because that way you can ask better questions. If someone is speaking, you visualize what they're talking about, their anecdotes and history. In this case, you can visualize the school and the gate and the parents walking the kids to school, and the parents crying with the kids, and half dozen parents crying with the kids. I guess that kids are crying. They're saying dropping kids at school, and we say 10-year-olds, I don't know, maybe 10-year-olds we're talking about. And at 10 years old, it would be really shocking that you see your parents crying in front of everybody. And I would say that maybe that is performative or narcissistic. I would say that these people really want to play the victims and really want to play the victims in front of everybody. And when they see one parent beginning to, they all break down. They all break down because they need that. They need to identify through that victimization. All of them crying, and they're using their kids as props for that. Isn't I am so worried about my child that I'm going to cry in front of everybody. Bullshit. You don't need to do that. That is horrible. You are wrecking the emotional scaffold of your child that way, because you are projecting all this insecurity. I'm not saying that you cannot cry in front of your children. You can absolutely cry in front of them, but at home, not like, oh, I need all the neighborhood to see me. I need the friends of my kid to look at me, especially the parents of the friends of my kid. All of us cry, so, oh, we are so devastated. You are pathetic. I mean, you could be as brainwashed as you. I could blame the brainwashing in one way, but you are a parent. You're a guardian of a child. You're in charge of that child's upbringing. You're in charge of that child's emotional stability. Literally, you are the parent. And you're going to cry in front of people because someone won an election, someone that you did not like won an election? I mean, that is zero resilience. You're being pathetic. And you're teaching your son or daughter the best example to be pathetic, and especially pathetic in front of people. And that is sick. That is sick.
And parents crossing the street and walking their kids all the way up to the gate and stuff. And nervously, all of us kind of looking at each other. And we're all thinking the same thing. And we're all just scared parents.
You're just a pussy, man. That's what you are. You're just a pussy. That's it. Yeah, that's what we are all thinking.
Scared.
scare. That's what I tell you. Brainwashing through fear. Fear is the strongest of all emotions. If you want to brainwash people, you use fear. That's how you use instill fear.
I cannot even begin to tell you how weird that experience just was. Because normally I drive up, I walk my son to the gate. You know, I'm one of the few. It's usually me and some other guy in a sweatshirt all the time. Not today. Not today. It was packed.
Notice that. Notice what he said. It's usually you don't see all the parents. Today was different. All those performative victims, narcissists, pathetic pussies were there, out there with the children, crying, bawling their eyes, and you know, because they wanted to belong, they wanted to be seen crying. I mean, can you understand the amount of mental illness? I told you, regardless of who was going to win the elections, regardless who was going to be the president of the United States, the mental illness, not only in the United States, in the world, is something that is off the charts. And this is to blame the people who have been pushing the woke mind virus and the mainstream media. And that has to be destroyed, excised from the world. The woke mind virus and all this. We need to get along better. We need to, this is sick. As you were saying, some of you in the comments are saying, this is sick.
And every parent was walking their child all the way to the gate.
Yeah, because they wanted to be seen crying with their child in front of everybody.
And there was tears and crying and hugging and holding.
And you filmed yourself, to tell everybody this. You filmed yourself to tell everybody this. I don't know. I don't know how to put this into words. A couple of things that I want to talk about here. You know that I mentioned that I wanted to cover other topics, and when it comes to the woke mind virus, which is a topic that infects not only politics and culture, but especially culture, because through culture is how you infect people. We got this, that Gina Carano, a big fan of Gina Carano, this Joe Laron, let's see what Joe Laron tweeted. Joe Laron tweeted, well, there was this tweet first. Trump, I have a piece of glass here, but all we have really over here is the fake news. And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news, and I don't mind that so much. I don't mind that. Okay, he said that. And this guy, Joe Laron, F this disgusting scrotum skin sack and all who support him. And who is Joe Laron, you might ask? Who is this guy? Well, this guy is Director of Cinematography, Lighting, and Effects, Star Wars at Lucasfilm. He has a quite big job, and Gina Carano called him out because, you know, these cowards cannot even stand by what they say. They delete the tweets, they lock their accounts, but the internet is forever. And she just made sure to put that out there. Tweets are now protected, so here are the receipts. Director of Cinematography, Lighting, and Effects is a huge job, Joe. What was it that Lucasfilm and Disney said their values are? Is demonizing over half our country for exercising the right to vote for the best candidate not in the best interest of them. This is why Gina Carano was fired. And you know that she was not hurtful or against. She didn't say or do anything to be canceled. She just triggered the Decepticons. Here, you work for Lucasfilm and Disney, right? And you're saying F 71 million Americans, correct? Got it. You know what's the sad thing is that I'm pretty sure that nothing is going to happen to Joe Laron. Knowing Kathleen Kennedy, current CEO of Lucasfilm, and knowing Bob Iger, as long as Kathleen Kennedy is the CEO of Star Wars, nothing is going to happen to these people. Nothing is going to happen to these people. They're going to say whatever they want. They're just going to delete the tweet, hide it, nothing happens. But if you have an opinion, just have an opinion like Gina Carano in the opposite way, you're going to get fired. You're not only fired, but canceled from every platform. And they will make sure that you don't get work anywhere else. Thanks to the internet itself, Gina Carano has a huge fan base and very loyal fan base just because she's authentic. She speaks with the truth. Just like Zachary Levy, speaking about people with patience. I don't know if you follow Zachary Levy on X, but that guy, you know, he plays Shazam and he openly supported President Trump, and he got all this backlash, and he got all the worst comments that you can imagine, and he answers them with empathy and compassion. He has the patience to do it. He knows, and I know it as well, that most of these people are not aware of the facts, the truth. But sadly, but you know that everything has a silver line, and we have this lady here. We're gonna find out what she stands for in a minute. I want to generate the there's a body language. You know that body language well, right? You have studied with me for so long. Let's see what this lady says, which is going to be interesting for our purposes now that we're talking about pop culture and DEI and identity politics and all that. New York Times columnist, you already know where we are going. After Trump's win, Democrats need to double down on identity politics if they want a shot at winning next time. Democrats need to double down on identity politics if they want a shot at winning next time. And I had to say it. I agree. Doubling down on identity politics will absolutely turn the tables and give them the edge they lost in these elections. Solid strategy. They must push it as much as they can. So I'm sure that is going to work very well.
You wrote a piece in the Times just today.
To make sure that I don't get a call out for copyrighting this one.
And you said, it is time for us to accept that American politics is identity politics.
I agree. Democrats should double down on that. Double down more and more identity politics. Go ahead.
Tell us what you meant by that.
I meant that we have spent a lot of time, and by we, again, I mean myself, people in the media, I think academics.
Academics, you know, the same academics that supported Kamala Harris, the same academics like that. This lady that had two Harvard degrees, and she said that, and I quote her I'm going to quote her directly, that trans women are women. 2 Harvard degrees, the PhD in her bio and all. You know that those people that put their PhD, if you have an authentic PhD, I'm not saying that they have a fake PhD, but I mean it. If you are not this crazy thing, maybe you should not have that PhD, because that is usually a red flag. That is a signal that you are a moron on X. Just saying. Maybe in LinkedIn it's gonna work nicely, but in X, you already know that if they are on X and they have a PhD, they are morons. It's pretty much that simple. It's not 100% of the time, but it's an heuristic that hasn't failed me in a while.
Researchers,
Researchers, yeah. Yeah, COVID, remember?
Politicians certainly have spent a lot of time saying that identity politics is dangerous, or at least it's murky, right? This is why we said Occupy was a distraction for the Democrats. Black Lives Matter was a distraction for the Democrats, right? The feminist movement is a distraction for the Democrats.
No, I would say that those are not distractions. Those are weapons of the Democrats. They weaponize those terms and they brainwash people with them.
Because they won't focus on real issues that matter to real Americans, right?
And what are the real issues, if I might ask?
The problem with that is that you assume that the only people with an identity are women and people of color.
Yeah, but my question is, what is a woman?
But as Donald Trump has proven, what he has proven and the way he has won has proven is that every voter has an identity. Every voter has an identity.
Yeah, except in the states where Kamala Harris won, in which none of them enforce ID. We're talking about identity, right? So let's be fair. Identity, ID, Democrats, that doesn't mix. They want identity politics, but they don't want IDs when voting. How do you combine that? I understand different topics, but I had to bring that up. I had to bring that up.
He tapped into one of the most powerful of American identities. He tapped into white identity. Right.
All right. We're going to be talking about that very soon. It's not that white Americans voted for Trump. Well, we're going to see the black and Latino voters so we can disprove what this lady is talking about.
Right? And he said, you don't need to be ashamed of this identity. I'm going to give it a name and I'm going to make you feel good about it. And you don't have to sacrifice a thing.
So what she's implying is that if you're white, you have to be ashamed of being white.
Donald Trump played identity politics like a fiddle. So when you say that the
oh my God, she has the gall of saying that Donald Trump played identity politics like a fiddle. She's saying what essentially the Democrats have been doing since Obama started all this insanity.
Democrats lose because we play identity politics. It simply isn't true. This is about whose identities win when you appeal to them. That means you should double down on the identities of your base. You should go out to them, something I think Democrats really only did cosmetically this time.
I think she was right. What she just said, I think she was right. They went cosmetically for the identities. They went cosmetically for blacks, Hispanics, and all that. They just went superficially and did not go for what people care. And what people really care about has nothing to do with their color of their skin, of what do they have between their legs.
But to take seriously what the members of your base want, based on who they are and how they view themselves. I think if we did that, we would have understood why young men are anxious. I think we would have understood why young women could, yes, be afraid of a post-Dobbs America, but not think that the woman president would help them.
Oh, yes, the woman president, because that is the tagline that they had. But I don't know if I added that video here. I don't know if I added that video. It's important to go with the facts. This is something that you need to see. No party has gained in so many places versus their prior election since 1992. This was talking about any party, okay? Since 1992, and then Trump gained ground in 49 states plus the District of Columbia. And what else? Trump was best GOP showing in age from 18 to 29 in 20 years. Okay, he broke a record of the GOP in the bracket of age from 18 to 29 that has been set 20 years ago. He smashed that record. He broke the GOP record of black voters that was held for 48 years. 48 years, and he broke the record of Hispanic voters, because that is the actual term, by the way, not Latino, but Hispanic voters, 52 years, a record of 52 years. How can you deal with that? What are you talking about identity? This is the proof that all that they speak about identity is bollocks, is bullshit, does not apply. You have to address what people care about, and what people care about has nothing to do with the skin of the color of their skin, or where they come from, or what is their gender, or what is their religion. You need to treat American citizens as American citizens, as in the best interest for American citizens. It's that simple. Donald Trump made the problem simple and offer the maybe not so simple solutions to fix this, because this solution absolutely needs the country to be united. And for that, we need to stop the brainwashing. This is something that we desperately need to think about. And there's a one last video before we say goodbye. We're having a good time. We're having a good time, and there's one video that I wanted to show you. I don't know if I can show you this video because it is really important. It's a clip that Robert F. Kennedy shared on his 2 minutes, just to understand the amount of poisoning. So you understand the amount of poisoning. I feel compelled to share this clip of the whole video with you, because I was shocked when I saw this, and you really need to watch this. This was from his TikTok, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. official.
When it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich, and the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Cap'n Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons.
Yeah, this is something that I have always seen, the comparison between the same products in the United States and in Europe. For example, in Europe, you have less than half the ingredients than in the United States. In the United States, you have so many additives and colorants that are poisonous. And yes, that's why not only the flavor is different, but that is something that Europe has an advantage over the United States, because food is much healthier. And well, let's keep watching this, and I'm going to make another remark.
Including a harmful yellow dye called tetrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings.
There's something that you also have, maybe at some point we're going to talk about that, is, do you know how seed oils are made? That is worse than sausages. Talking about the real sausages, not the sausages that you're thinking. No, sausages. You know that hot dogs and sausages that are horrible. The process of making hot dogs is terrible. The process of making seed oils is the most horrifying thing. It's like a zombie oil what you end up eating. So that's something that we need to combat as well.
A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads.
Paving roads. They use it to pave roads. Let that sink in.
But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries.
Well, he is very clear into making the remark that they did not know it back then, but we do know it right now.
Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way, it's crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods.
You're basically eating plastic, like literal plastic, if it's made from petroleum.
It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kids' snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruit snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick. And we lovingly feed them chewable vitamins which have, surprise, tartrazine. And so the cycle continues until the coughs and asthma kick in, at which point you go to pick up some cough syrup. And yeah, you guessed it, tartrazine.
Even the cough syrup has tartrazine. So yeah, I love popcorn and I love this. I was especially, I don't eat that much because I try to be very clean. This hit me a lot. This when you, that fried chicken in the, the cheddar sauce. Guilty as charged. But I said goodbye a long time ago. I really try to eat as clean as possible. But you adapt the way that you eat, the way that you taste things. Why isn't there a ban on tartrazine then? That it is going to be. It's going to be soon because they didn't know there was this toxic, and there's so much money in the food industry, big food. There's so much money in play, and they're always going to focus on profits, either more profits or cutting costs, and it's usually at the expense of people's health. Okay, if they can hide all those effects, they will hide, rest assured. So that's what we are getting under President Trump. That's one of the great benefits that we will have under President Trump. Logan's Ron, super chat. Thank you, Logan, for your super chat. Thank you for all your streams. It really gave me comfort for what is going on. Your insight on these actors is without equal. Thank you and keep it up. Thank you, Logan's Ron. My pleasure. NM, glorious morning. Jesus just got caught up on episode number 4. I can't stop thinking about what an epic tale that male liquor store employee has. Somebody get his side of the story. Yes, that guy, the guy who sold the champagne to the political scientist lady. That would be awesome to know. Jana Lynn, thank you, Jana. Sending good vibes from Queens, New York. Oh, I should visit the Queens sometime again. I went a long time ago. I should visit the United States soon. Things are gonna go great for the United States, I'm sure. Rick Lee, 100 underlined twice. This is a super sticker. Thank you, Ricky. And Emo is always around here. Thank you, Emo. Gracias, Jesus. This is my thank you. Gracias. Te digo yo gracias a ti. Because, well, all of you are the ones who make this great. All of you are the ones who make this show great. Did I miss anything? Yes, I miss one thing today. That I had on a schedule. And I'm just going to show you. Oh, no. There was 2 things that I had. Let me see. Maybe we can leave this for tomorrow. We're going to leave this two little things for tomorrow. I'm going to leave this for tomorrow. And because we already over time, I will try to make this shows 1 hour really packed. Today was a bit all over the place. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. You see that it was we went from one topic to the other quite organically. It was nice. Most probably over the weekend I would have a longer live stream, maybe an episode. I am the boss here. Maybe we can have episode 16 over the weekend. Why not? so we can catch up. And Brain Giggles, super sticker. Thank you, Brain Giggles, for your super sticker as well. Peer character jumping up and down saying #1 fan. Appreciate your super sticker. And J.E. May. J.E. May is one of our trusty mods who is always on the lookout of trolls in the comments. Thank you for the amazing commentary and coverage this week. My pleasure, J.E. My pleasure. There's something that I wanted to tell you. Oh yes, something that I did not I did not pester you with this. Is that remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and that way we will be in contact through email. Good news is that all that you have seen in the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel so far has been green lighted by YouTube with no problem whatsoever. So even if we have some harsh words here and there, we handle harsh topics here and there, everything is going fine. So I think we're gonna be okay. We have another super chat here. Another super chat. Samantha, always a pleasure, Samantha. Always a pleasure as well. We will be doing this maybe at some point every day. I will get a bit lonely on weekends, and we say, hey, let's do some unofficial shows on weekends, maybe a bit later at night. Could be 1 or 2 hours, and we talk about at large of all the things that I found on my X account, and we will have a little fun. For information and entertainment purposes. My body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And until we meet on episode 16, remember the most important words. Much love and bliss. Take care. Be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.